Hello and welcome to the 77th episode of the You Had Me at Halo for Now podcast. Joining me is, well, like usual, I guess for now, is just myself and Nick. How's it going, man? Or Iron Wolf, as some people know.
Yeah, been doing pretty good. Just playing a lot of Baldur's Gate lately. So
It's all the rage these days. But is it like the answer for PlayStation for Starfield? Is it gonna just wipe away any hype Starfield ever has? What do you think?
I don't know. I think it's good, but like because it's been out for 2 years already,
early access,
early access. I don't think they really gained a lot of people since then. So
that's fair enough.
That's what I saw in some reports.
It did super well on Steam, concurrent users, which is great news for Larian, man. They deserve it. Put a lot of work into this game.
Yep.
But anyways, that is our Baldur's Gate section of the podcast. Other than that, so I'm gonna, for anyone watching here and who's watched for a while, we're gonna break it right here. We're gonna break the curse. Halo, it's been a while since we've been back. That being said, there isn't too much to talk about, so this will be a short episode. By short, I define it as under an hour, or an hour at most. Let's do this. We can do this. Let's jump right into it.
So I want to get back to Baldur's Gate. So I had to pause the game.
Just do what Rand does. Play while talking in the podcast. That's how he goes.
I thought about it, but I was like, nah, my attention would be too split.
It works if there's like 5 people on the podcast.
Yeah.
But okay. All right. Without further ado, and without any more Baldur's Gate, so clearly you've been playing Baldur's Gate. Myself, I've been playing a little bit of Halo lately. I have a couple reviews I've been working on. One that hopefully come out tomorrow. And on to Halo Infinite, there's been some interesting movement, I want to say, not just over the past couple weeks, but even the past month and a half, if anyone is paying attention, in terms of like what people are talking about it, what people are saying, what they're releasing, just kind of slowly. But before we get into that, let's get onto some of the news that's released. So just this last weekend was a Halo Infinite HCS Halo Competitive Series Minor over at Salt Lake City, hosted by Space Station. It was a really good event. I know, Nick, you don't watch Halo esports. I'm gonna be pretty quick about this. It got as much viewership as the major did in Arlington. It had some seriously intense matches, and overall, Space Station did an incredible job hosting the tournament. They had it. So most of these times, the events are in like these big, like convention centers, like a basement and a bunch of seats and different booths. Space Station did it in a concert hall, which was interesting. So it was a lot more intimate. Not as many people in terms of like selling out, but like their artwork. Like when you try and decorate a huge convention hall, right? It's like, oh, this part's kind of cool, but then like the vast majority of it's empty.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, this hall was small enough that they had like a bunch of stuff everywhere, and it looked really cool. Like if they ever have something like this in an area I'm not like 30 hours away, I would definitely consider going.
I wonder if Detroit's ever gonna. Doesn't Detroit?
They've had events before. I mean, I went to my first gaming event was in Detroit. It was the League of Legends North America final. It was over in the Caesars Arena, and it was a lot of fun. It was a really good time. Tickets weren't expensive either, which is why I went. But anyways, okay, Nick, one thing I did want to ask you, and I guess so you don't watch competitive esports at all, right? For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I might see some clips online and stuff, but I don't really go out of my way to watch it. I don't mind. Like, I went to the championship when they first had it in Seattle, like 3-4 years ago.
Oh, nice, for Halo 5, right? When they started it up again. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Right before COVID hit.
Oof. Oh man. We're
year
gonna go to Worlds this
COVID.
year. It's in like a month. Well, anyways, besides, I know what I wanted to try and get an idea of is, so currently the way Halo esports works and a lot of other esports is they use like a winners bracket and lowers bracket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the winners bracket teams, basically it's double elimination tournament, right? It's not uncommon. It's I've been watching Dota for forever. It's very similar to it. My issue is it uses a bracket reset system for the finals. You know what I mean by that?
No.
Basically, it's like if you're in the winners bracket, right? Every time you lose, you go down to the losers and you're given another chance.
Yeah.
So and then the winner,
the losers.
Exactly, and the winner of the losers finals versus the winner of the winners finals, right?
Yep.
Sometimes a rematch, sometimes not. The issue is for the losers bracket team to win the whole tournament, they got to beat the other team twice. So basically, they got to do 2 best of 7s, and it's never happened in a Halo Infinite major. It's happened once in a minor, and it's like such a low chance of happening that for me, at least, it lowers the stakes of the finals. It's like, what do I care about the finals if the winner of the winners finals already won the event, essentially?
Yeah. So I think I mentioned on here before. I helped mentor a robotics team, and they recently went to like the winners and losers bracket this year, actually, and everyone was interested. They're curious to see how it would go because it used to be like the best of 3, and you move on, and then it would be like the 8 alliances, and then it'd be 8 versus 1, 7 versus 2, and so on and so on, and then you just best of 3 until in a bracket formation. Well, they went to the winners and losers, and I think with that it's a lot more interesting because I think there was a few upsets and stuff.
So I prefer the loser bracket system. I love it. Right. My only issue is at the very ending. Like imagine in your situation, the team that hasn't lost yet makes it to the finals, but for them to lose, they have to be beaten twice in like a best of 7.
Yeah.
That's a little too much for me. That's like there's zero chance of upset happening. It's like these teams are exhausted because they've been playing all day instead of one series and then resting for the rest of the day. It's just, I don't know. Ugh. But that's HCS. I'm sure if I get someone else HCS on, I'll try and debate them about this. I know for Halo and for COD, this is kind of like the norm. And I think for like a game like Super Smash Bros. When they play, or fighting games in general, the battery system's the norm. But yeah, okay. All right, next topic. I'll keep the HCS videos playing because there's some really cool plays. Okay, so the next thing that came out was a Halo book. Came out. Actually, yeah, sorry, I lied. I'm not keeping the videos playing because otherwise I got to put on Jesse's review for the book. But the next thing that came out is a Halo book, I think, released literally today or maybe a couple days ago, and Jesse released a review for it. He actually got a copy of before final publishing.
Yeah, that like pre-copy thing. Oh, that'd be so cool to have. Like I saw it's like almost like I'm trying to think of like how to best explain it, but it's I mean, it's not like as small as a book. It's essentially like if someone just printed out all the pages on just normal sheets of paper and then kind of like found that together. That's essentially what it is. And I don't know, it's like pretty cool because it's pre-released stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
That is, I read a lot of books. That'd be straight up. That'd be like a bucket list.
Yeah, I don't read a lot of books. I listen to the podcast of them, so but it'd be like that'd be sweet to have though.
I feel you. And I mean, hey, if we're getting books, I wanted to try and get Jesse on to talk about it, but he's pretty busy. Maybe another day. I've read the review. It's pretty short, pretty sweet, gets to the point. The book is about Arbiter and Spartan Vale from Halo 5, after the events of Halo 5, before the events of Halo Infinite, some more created drama, that kind of thing. Jesse, just I'll quickly read out his last thing, is Halo Outcast is a fine addition to the long list of Halo novels, featuring solid characters, great action, and a clear through line. It is an easy recommendation for any Halo Extended Universe fan. Which, hey, simple enough. I wasn't the biggest fan of Troy Denning's previous book, Shadows of Reach, but I think anytime someone tries to write Master Chief or the Spartans we're familiar with, they're kind of like almost written into a corner. Yeah.
And I always enjoyed the more elite centric ones because and so like with it being the Arbiter, I'm definitely I need to get back into listening to the books again. I was doing very good at like starting to catch up, and then I fell off and I started listening to like D&D podcasts, and so now I need to get back to the books.
Literally up to 2015, I've read every single book, comic book, short story, commercial, all of it. Now I dropped the ball hard. I got to get back into it. But anyways, that was another bit of news that came out. See, we are flying through this decently quickly. Okay. Let me see. Next up is the big thing, to an extent, which is Halo Infinite has its mid-season up. Yeah, Shingi, sorry, really quick. Shingi in chat saying it works better for fighters than I'm assuming it says team. There's a heart emoji block. Yeah, team games regarding the bracket reset. Yeah, I definitely agree, especially because they're so quick. A Smash round is like 2 minutes, so right away you can actually reset that. Halo series, that's a 7. That's like an hour and a half. Anyways, back to the news. So we had an update release that was actually talked about last week. It finally out. It's like people are calling it the mid-season update for season 4 of Halo Infinite. And it has a fair bit of stuff on it. To quickly summarize, they actually finally, hopefully, fixed fire team priority mid-team battle. When you load in, you're actually with your team now. One thing's kind of cool, especially for the competitive side, is you can now control your camera when you're dead.
Oh.
Before you could only, like, it was static. When you die, you're just stuck in that one
no.
angle. That's it. Now you can actually move it around.
Nice.
Sounds small, but it's actually fair.
Yeah. I'm surprised it took this long, honestly, for that.
I mean, it was on purpose for them not to, I think.
Yeah. So,
or was it not? Actually, the inside scoop.
Yeah. So I think they didn't necessarily want it at first. So there was, I think, supposed to be like a kill cam or something. But they ended up dropping that, and I think they didn't want to do the moving around, the camera moving around, because either the system wasn't there or ready or whatever, or that it was like they didn't want you to be able to like kind of spy on your other teammates, and I don't know, kind of giving like help from beyond the grave or something. I don't know, so something along those lines. Probably had to deal with like HCS stuff, because that's what most of the
was, I mean, in general, at least from what I've played, like a game like COD has kill cams, go see where the team is. Halo always kind of didn't. So if you were sniping, like you knew, like, hey, we don't know where the guy is.
They were going to have them in Halo 5, I believe.
Yeah, they were, right? I think Halo 4 might have had them for a bit too, when they were trying to emulate COD for friggin' everything.
Yeah, I think they were at 4. I think I feel like they were at some point, or it was talked about it being some point, and then I know I think it was like recently talked about for Halo Infinite, but they didn't want to like copy other games and stuff too much.
Yeah. But sorry, other than that, there are a few other things. I'm just trying to find the exact tweet so I can post it. Oh yeah, it's all bundled under one tweet. Give me a second. Okay. So more than that, so here's something that's kind of interesting: is they added reactivity to the water plane.
Yes, I saw that. That's really cool. I'm glad that's honestly came sooner than what I thought it would.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that for another few months at the very least, or maybe like next season. I thought we were gonna have just the plain water plane for a while. So
yeah,
that was cool that they added that. That'll be pretty awesome.
But I'm kind of curious. It says it also interacts with Spartans. Does it like slow them down? Like, does it like make them float?
Yeah, you probably see like their feet splash.
Oh, but it shouldn't affect movement.
No, I don't think it. I don't think it will affect movement. It'll be like it is in campaign and stuff. It's just, there.
Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. They also added another map, which, if anyone's counting, I think this is now 12. 12 maps added in various playlists in this season of Halo Infinite. This map specifically is called Dredge. Just like that, hit indie game, which I will be playing soon, hopefully. And it's a remake of Countdown from Reach. And I kind of didn't remember Countdown, so I had to look it up. I don't remember
yes, that's the one that inside has like 3 levels, and there's
it's like a facility, and there's like something in the center, and there's like you can see all the different levels.
Yep, that was a fun, hectic map.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think it had a bit of red to it too in Reach. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm. There was a red and blue side.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What's cool though, and this is something I'm hoping they do for every time they release a new map, is they have a playlist for just the map, and that it'll last. Sorry, they said it'll last till the 22nd, so I think that's roughly 2 weeks, which is not a bad amount of time. Because
that's good. Yeah. That is something I think like every game should do. Is when they release new maps, is just have that in its own playlist so people can get used to the maps.
Yeah.
Because like I remember Call of Duty and the old Halos and stuff, like whenever you would want a new map would get released and you wanted to play on it, it's like they never popped up. or back when
Yep.
Halo,
Yep.
you would be able to vote on maps and stuff to play. Like sometimes it's either it depends on the lobby. Sometimes that's all the map you would play, or you would never play that because people didn't like it.
Yep. I know people want like the voting system back. But honestly, my experience is literally just, hey, Halo 3 map, let's play a Halo 3 map. Was what it was in MCC for like the years I played that. Like,
Yeah.
But they also added, though, really quick on the map playlist thing. I'm actually kind of annoyed because Halo Infinite still suffers from it a little bit, where when a friggin' Escalation Slayer popped up, they never had a dedicated playlist for solo FFA Escalation Slayer, which is gun game. Like that is gun game, you know? So that was kind of annoying. Other than that, death cam improvements, we already know. Now you can toggle your personal AI on or off in terms of just their chatter, which I guess people wanted. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. This is the image they showed of the reactive water plane of someone shooting it and it reacting. Okay, but here's my question. This is recharge, right? There's a ground there. What if you jump into that?
Well, it's just a plane, so it's you just fall underneath it, and it's not a volume. So you're thinking is like, so there's planes and the volumes, and pretty self-explanatory. Plane is just like a sheet of paper. Go beneath that sheet of paper, it's just air. A volume is like you have a glass of water, you go into the glass of water, or I guess a pool, and underneath it's like kind of all hazy and
so this is just a plane. So if I drop into it I'll on the ground, I'll just be normal. It won't be like I'll be in water. Okay.
Yeah.
What if you like?
Unless they did add actual volumes, but I think that would have been more explicitly.
Yeah, I mean they mentioned water plane, so I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So can you not stretch the plane like
no
sea level?
So like for the longest time, people have just said, just give us a water plane. That's all we want, just so we can have that on the maps. Yeah, just for visual stuff. They're like, we don't care if like the volume stuff's gonna come later. It's and even in Halo, the Halo 5, they used to be able to do stuff with your Spartan screen, like the visor and stuff. You could essentially force it to look like you're underwater.
Yes, yeah, kind of give that,
yeah, and that's like, I think some people just want something like that back. Like, just give us those trait zones again, to where like, oh, if someone enters this volume, it gives them this kind of screen effect.
Yeah,
so it's like,
okay,
that'd be cool, but who knows?
And I mean, you could always put like a death zone, right? Like right on the water, so the moment they get it, they die. Yeah. So did you go through the list in terms of like the Forge improvements? They made like some improvements with like the UI and then some various bug fixes.
No, honestly, I was like a few minutes before the podcast, I was like, oh shoot, I forgot to look at the update.
No worries. Because I have no idea about Forge. That's why I was like, for example, they say that players now have the option to expand or collapse every sub menu featured in the Forge menu. So I mean, that's just
nice. So it's just it seems like quality of life improvements. General stuff like that, just because things were still a little bit buggy, so it seems like they're polishing up the mode a little bit more, because technically it still is in beta.
100%. And then they made some observer improve. Wait, sorry, Forge is technically still in beta?
Yes, Forge is in beta.
I did not know that. Interesting.
Yeah, it's well, I think like it's like unofficially in beta or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Like they haven't officially said this is Forge 1.0 now, blah blah blah.
Yeah, because like I think when originally it was supposed to launch, it was gonna have like beta somewhere like watermarked in the screen, but they got rid of that, and I think they just basically have been saying it's just beta, and that way they can continue to update things and people understand like it's gonna be buggy.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Some bug fixes. Apparently they fixed 4K 120 hertz when playing Adobe Envision enabled, which I'm not sure if I know there was a bug where 4K would not properly be 120, wouldn't be like a terrible res, or wouldn't be proper 120. I guess it might have been this. I'm not sure. Either way, this one I don't believe until I use it, which is saying players will connect quicker with quick resume. Halo Infinite is not a quick resume friendly game in my experience. I've had to quit out every single time.
Yeah.
This next one's a pretty big fix for a lot of people because the high-res texture pack is apparently an issue on Steam. They're no longer including it. I'm not going to go through all of this, but apparently they fixed the slide. They broke the slide a little bit at the beginning of season 4, and now they fixed it.
That where people were able to do like the weird wall stuff or like the edge stuff? Is that
yeah, it's they call it the G slide. It's just like when you crouch while falling off a ledge at like the right moment, you just slide through a little quicker. It's something people use all the time. I've used it here and there when I'm able to pop it off, but season 4 kind of changed it a little bit. And when you change something even a little bit that people have like gotten muscle memory to use over like the past 18 months, people are like, what the heck is this? So apparently they fixed it. And then a bunch of different Forge fixes, etc., etc.
The golf ball. Yeah. They might have added some stuff and fixed some things. So I'll have to look at that list there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And finally, we are moving decently quick. All right. 25 minutes in, and we're getting there. Is our last little piece, which is the title of the episode, Is Halo Back? Basically, over the last couple of weeks, we've had a couple, I want to say large or big things, kind of bringing a bit of positivity to the thing. I think first first thing that came was a article from Kotaku. Now,
yeah, that's the one I saw going around.
Yep. Full disclosure, I don't read Kotaku. I don't read Kotaku at all. Their headlines are so awful. I get it. You need to do clickbait to get things. That's the way me works. Blah blah blah. Sure, I get that. Doesn't mean I need to click it. You know what I mean?
I mean, so to be fair, we kind of did a clickbait title for this episode.
Dude, see, with a little bit of clickbait is okay. All right, like
yeah, we don't do it all the time as they do. We did it to be a bit cheeky this time.
In Kotaku's case, man, it's stuff like, Xbox fumbles the ball once again, or some weird crap. Anyways, in this specific case, the article written by Alyssa Mersante, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Title is Halo Infinite is so back, baby. That's right. I thought there was a second so. That's why I paused. There should have been a second so. That sounds a lot better. The subtitle making it Halo Infinite's Battle Squad playlist, which features fan favorite map Valhalla, not a good map, makes it finally feel like a franchise peak. Franchise peak. That's high praise.
Yeah. I mean, but I don't know if it's peaked yet.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of cool stuff still coming.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff still in the chamber that they're gonna unload. So, I don't think it's peaked yet. It's definitely on an uphill trajectory. That's for sure.
100%. But the gist of the article is basically saying, hey, Halo Infinite's had a rough patch, blah blah blah. This is that. But squad battle got me back to playing the game. And of course, for anyone watching this, knows squad battle is essentially just big team battle from previous Halo games with some really well-made Forge maps. And once again, I feel like the credit for this has to go to the Forge team and to you guys, the Forgers. Obviously, it took a while, but this really feels like this is what was meant to be like the lifeblood of this game.
Yeah, and I said it before too that they know that Forge and UGC stuff is going to be the lifeblood that keeps this going.
Yep.
To supplement all their trying to think of the words, but like the releases that aren't so close.
The article ends off with saying, maybe, just maybe, Halo Infinite has always been this good. They praised the game a bunch about the sandbox, blah, 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 because it's a good game. It just needed a familiar conduit, a recognizable face to remind you of that. I don't actually necessarily agree with that last piece. I don't think the game needed like something nostalgic for people to realize it's a good game. It just needed a steady slew of content in general.
Yeah, it was very content dry. When it first launched that year, that first year launched before Forge, and even a little bit after Forge. It took a while to get kicked out. That you lost kind of a lot of play. I mean, for me, and I think I said before too, is that like, it's working on the game. I got to play it a long time before everyone else, so like, I kind of got worn out. And then once it kind of released and there wasn't any of the more content and stuff because things got cut or whatever, had to be pushed back. I was just like, I already kind of know. I've been playing this for like a couple of years now. I'm like, it's exciting because I played through the campaign and stuff. It took me a while to play through campaign still, and because I already knew the ending, so I was just like, I'll just kind of go at my own pace. But but with more stuff coming out now, I'm just like, okay, cool. This is stuff that I haven't seen before. So
yeah,
I want to get back into it.
On the
Starfield.
On the same topic, Summit, who's a very popular streamer, played Halo before too. I think when he was streaming Sea of Thieves, he had like 40K. Started playing the game a little bit himself, and he really liked it because once again, Halo Infinite right now is a really damn good game with a ton of content. You know, I'm playing some of his videos here. I guess for people who haven't played the game in like a year, they come back and they're like, "Whoa, what? There's a ton of different maps and play here." And sorry.
Oh, I was just say it's like I know that there's some like tweaks I still am praying that they make to the sandbox, but I don't think they'll ever will. But I'm glad that they're adding more to it and stuff, and people are coming back though.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it still begs the question, like, how long are these updates going to last? They do feel a lot more sustainable than, say, Halo 5's did, right? Which is like every month there was like a new content, new cosmetics, blah, 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 blah. That being said, the sheer amount of like maps, and not just maps, by the way. So something that literally started yesterday was the second Cyber Showdown event, which is literally play the game, do your 10 challenges, get everything on the event. That's it. Super simple. Literally, you can finish it in 2 hours. But the cosmetics this time around are actually pretty decent. They're giving 2 weapon models completely for free, a weapon skin that looks pretty cool. The shop items are genuinely looking really good, which I hope they realize is how you get people to actually buy stuff from the shop.
Yeah. Give people like kind of what they want.
Yeah.
So I know we've talked
about like letting people buy old stuff.
Let them just buy old shit and you'll get a lot of money.
On board. There was flipping Evangelion coding a few weeks ago, which is like this purple and orange and green. It looked amazing. I saw it at friends, so I'm going to buy it. The week went by. I didn't buy it. I still regret it. I wish if I could just buy it right now in the shop, I would. Like that easy, you know?
Written comment here is from Shing.
Shingy.
It won't happen, but now would be the time for a renewed marketing push for Halo. Feels like every other service game is on a perceived downturn. Actually, on that, we can talk about some news that came out is the Mountain Dew Game Fuel.
Yes, I actually forgot
Halo,
about that.
So I think that I think is kind of a little bit of a renewed marketing push. So and it's not huge, like but it's one of they've been doing some marketing. You have the whole Squatch soap thing, which I think is like a shitty soap brand, but I don't know why they partnered with them. But
kind of curious is the timing of it. So in regard to Shingy's response, I fully agree, except doing it right now, I don't think it makes much sense. Doing it in October with Worlds happening and what's it called? And season 4 releasing, because season 4 releases literally October like 18th or something. Like it's not far at all. I'm sorry, I'm gonna quickly switch. This is, I think, the leaked advertising. Mountain Dew and Halo again.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I saw that one.
But like that would be the time to do it. You have Worlds coming, which is always exciting because you got a bunch of cool stuff happening. You have a new season coming, which may or may not have Firefight, which may or may not have Campaign AI and Forage, which may or may not carry the game for the next 5 years. You have a lot of really cool stuff coming. I personally think season 4 should get like a decent marketing budget. And this to me, like the image shows that they're getting, hopefully they have like a similar idea,
Yeah. Yep.
Because at least the other game in this supposed leaked link is Diablo 4, which is obviously a huge game.
Yes. So that would. So I think that is interesting timing and stuff for it, and obviously around the end of the like the October through like November time frame is usually is Halo anniversaries like
Yeah,
every other
that's a good
week.
point, actually.
So so yeah, I think it's kind of a good time. I mean, who knows what kind of marketing and stuff they'll do on top of it once it releases, but
I mean, is
Mountain Dew
this
likes
year
to
the
go
15th?
big, so
The
what?
15th year anniversary for Halo 5? Sorry, Halo 3, my bad.
I was saying for Halo 5. Oh geez.
We're not that old yet, man. We're getting there though.
It's like, oh. um Halo 3 came out in
No.
2017.
2007.
Yeah, I had the 7 right.
So no, sorry.
Yeah,
Last year would have
2007.
been the 15th year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. All right. So no special numbers or anything, but that's okay. No, wait. Technically, it's the 10th year anniversary for Halo 4.
That's Halo 4, which is the last time there was game fuel.
Interesting. Huh.
They didn't have game fuel for Halo 5.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm not gonna lie. Their marketing for drinks works. I literally only drink Rockstar because of the Halo Infinite marketing campaign for it earlier. And by that I mean, like, if I need an energy drink, I get Rockstar. I just got used to drinking it.
I was gonna say I might have the can of Halo 4
The G fuel?
game fuel still.
Game fuel, sorry?
Yeah. Here, I'm just gonna step right off camera.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
see
no
real
worries,
quick.
no worries.
Just like, let me see if I can find it.
One thing, chat, if anyone's watching me, has heard a lot is I still think, to this day, they should have had some 1.5, 2-minute trailer for Halo Infinite Season 4 during the extended showcase. I know some people disagree. I know Halo Infinite didn't make as much money as it was supposed to, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I don't care. I like the game. More people are playing it. That's it. While we wait for Nick to find his very expired soda. Okay, never mind. He got it. You're not opening it, right? Kind of sound like you're opening it.
No, it's in a bag because it likes to eat through the can. It's actually lighter, but
oh dang, that looks good.
So Halo 4, Mountain Dew game fuel. What flavor is it? Yeah, blast of citrus cherry flavor.
Huh.
Yep, unopened.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I had just recently had their Zero, Mountain Dew Zero, and I actually really liked how it tasted.
Yeah, it's actually lighter. I think like it's like down to there now because yes, it's somehow like eaten through and stuff. That's why I have it in a bag, wrapped in another bag. It's because it's just slowly eats, and even in the bag, it was a little bit sticky. And just like, so it's good to know that's what we're putting in our bodies. But damn, it tastes good.
Do you remember there was like this experiment? Someone like put McDonald's like fries or a burger like in a room for like a month, and then they ate it a month later and it was perfectly fine.
They have one for like, there's like I think one of the oldest like McDonald's burgers or something like that. It's been going on like for like a year. It looks kind of bad after a while, but like or longer than a year, like years. And it's like, you can still tell, but the fries look unchanged.
Okay. Back on topic. And it's not just a Kotaku article. It's not just Summit playing. All this stuff kind of comes together at the same time. Literally, I know this sounded anecdotal, but at work, one of the drivers comes and he talks to me about Xbox every once in a while because he knows I'm into it. He's like, "Hey, you playing Halo recently?" I'm like, "No, not really." He's like, "Yeah, I started playing again like a week ago. I took like a 3-month break." And I'm like, "Okay, that's cool. Why'd you start playing?" He's like, "Oh yeah, like I saw an article and stuff like that." This stuff kind of reaches people, and then more people talk to people who then talk to people. I've actually haven't checked the actual player numbers or anything in recent days. I know last time I checked, it was not doing too well on Xbox's most played, but still not doing like the worst. But I don't know. You know what I'm getting at, Nick?
Yeah, I think so. And I think from what I've kind of heard is that like some people have been having better luck with it, but I know a mutual friend of ours and previous podcast host has been having some trouble with I think
he
like
always has trouble. Okay, he's like the worst litmus test possible regarding certain things. And man, okay, for everyone saying the servers need to be better, having more people playing will on its own make playing the game a better experience. Yes, that doesn't mean like it's gonna be perfect, but more people playing period means you have better ping throughout.
Yeah, because you matches you with people closer geographically and stuff for like better pings and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It tries to put you to the similar servers if you're working, or the best servers for all, I think, all parties when you're playing with people from different regions.
Yeah. So. Yeah. But okay, all right. Moving on a little bit. Actually, yeah, that's about it in terms of our primary topic. Man, that was a bot that got me. It's crazy. We played a little bit of Infection in our community play night a couple weeks ago, which is a lot of fun, by the way. A ton of people came. Anyone watching, definitely join us next time. And I didn't think bots would work well in like Infection or like a map made for Infection, but no, they they're ruthless.
Yeah. It's like, you know, I remember you like making fun of me because I died from a bot.
Yeah, I'm like, bot.
And then you got owned by them like the next match.
I got wrecked.
The community nights that we do are a lot of fun. Tonight would have been a community night, but since I
cut my hand kind of bad a couple of like a week ago, and I couldn't use my computer. It's back now for the most part, but next week we will definitely have a community night. Probably,
I wasn't sure if we were gonna. I wasn't sure if we were gonna try to do another podcast to get it like back on a normal schedule. Or
I mean, it's up to you. Before, when we had it, if we missed a week or something, we would just continue with it, and the schedule would just flip. You know what I mean? And like if like a special event happened, we'd switch back. I don't think there's probably gonna be too much Halo news.
Nah, probably not. So I mean, this one's already gonna be a short podcast because there wasn't too much. So
exactly.
So next week we'll do a community night.
I know John had a map he really wanted us to play.
And so yeah, we'll probably do community night 7:30 at Wednesday. We host it in our Discord, so if you aren't in our Discord, join it. We're the XboxEra side of it is because we share the Discord with XboxEra and ForgeEra. So the XboxEra side is a lot more active than the Forge side, but but those of you interested in Halo and Forge, we recommend you guys joining because we want to try to build the Forge section. And
ideally get stuff like testing lobbies, things like that.
Yeah, the Halo section in general. But yeah, we want to try to do more testing lobbies and everything like that. But if no one really shows up or anything like that, then it's like, it's hard to host those lobbies.
I posted the link to the Discord in the chat for anyone who's watching and is not in it. It's a pretty fun place. Even the XboxEra side is pretty fun and pretty well moderated, I'd like to say, as a mod. But for the most part. But yeah, in general, it just kind of, even like just on Twitter and just speaking to people, kind of feels like Halo Infinite is on like a slow but steady upward trend. You know what I mean?
Yep. And
like before sorry, go on.
I was gonna say is like, they'll probably never see this, but like props to the new management.
Yes, 100%.
Colleagues and stuff. So
I was having a discussion earlier where it's like Halo Infinite, I think, was kind of designed as a game where like if it had kept up its 20 million player base, the monetization would have worked out. Because there's so many people playing that enough people would have bought, even though the prices were overpriced, even though there was no cross-core, even though they didn't look that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then it wasn't, right? The live service team was not in a position where it could support that much people with regular content on a regular enough basis. And then at that point, the free-to-play aspect of it comes in, and it's like, hey, the whole game's monetization relied on a very large number of players playing the game. That didn't happen. What the hell? You know?
Yep, exactly. And it's like, and unfortunately, and I think it's relatively known that they kind of dropped the ball, unfortunately, with that, and I think they knew that too, and I think that's why we saw a lot of the shifts and everything happening.
Yep. I mean, even like the live service team is now run by someone else. The Tashi got promoted. And it kind of, I feel like I've already talked about this, but it feels kind of like when Pierre got in, he like got rid of middlemen in a way, or at least pushed their like usefulness down. Where now it's like, hey, you want to make a change, or hey, you can speak directly to this team. Hey, you don't got to go through this and that, blah blah blah. You know?
Yeah, it's and even when I was working there was some like management issues. It just always seemed like people were kind of disconnected, and it just like decisions weren't being made, and that's why, and that's what ended up in like a lot of stuff getting cut. And stuff which just don't. I didn't realize that at the time. I was like, oh, you know, I was kind of blinded by, oh, I'm working on Halo.
And like I doubt it's rare in the gaming industry. I imagine, in fact, because I know for a fact it's not rare in like other tech industries.
So. Yeah, like you know, cuts, like content cuts and stuff happen in like literally every game.
Yeah, but like just because it's bad somewhere doesn't mean it has to be bad, like really bad everywhere, right? Like
and you know, we're already seeing promise from like the MCC stuff that we talked last episode is about how that they're bringing back material and stuff. So in MCC, so you
like
know,
some really old, really cool, clearly passion project material, you know.
So chances are we might see some stuff creep up.
Maybe your Avalanche match makes it in, man. You get that skin. Well, it wouldn't even be a skin. That's a dev made map. But anyways, what was I gonna say? God dang it! And it does feel like the current team has recognized that they've needed to adapt to maybe the current player base. A part of me feels like even like the market, the networking issues were never meant to happen with a player base as small as it currently is. You know what I mean? And in the sense that like it was never supposed to get this small. That being said, there's clearly other issues too, of course, blah, blah, blah. But like, even when you look at, say, just the shop items, a couple of days ago, or like a week ago, I was on my friend's list, we were playing split screen, and he was killed by someone and had like a giant friggin' like samurai slash behind him. And he's like, what the heck is this? And he goes into the mall, in the shop, he sees like, this is super cool. Annoyingly, it's still in a bundle, which is dumb. I would have probably bought it myself if it wasn't like in a $30 bundle.
Yeah.
That is something they really got to fix, because it's like,
it's like, I think it's easier, I think, for people to justify the smaller like purchases than it is for like a whole bundle where they just want one thing. And that's my mentality. It's like I would probably like, oh yeah, you know, this is a couple bucks, sure. You know, a few weeks later, oh, it's a couple bucks, sure.
Exactly.
They'll hook me a lot more with that than just be like, oh, $30. I can't do that right now, and then it leaves the store.
Like, I'm not in marketing, I'm not in their monetization team, and I understand for a lot of, especially first part of free to play games, it's the whales that really generate the revenue. That being said, I feel like, at least personally, I spend more money when it's smaller amounts. The first thing I bought in Halo Infinite was a 300 credit little broken Halo ring, and the only reason I picked it up because I'm like, 300 credits, sure, why not? I have some extra from when I bought the battle pass. Let me give it a shot. And then especially when like you give people like 343's goal, or the monetization team's goal, should be, hey, we give you guys a battle pass, which gives you enough currency to buy another battle pass, right?
Yeah.
But their goal should be,
that's what Apex does.
Yeah. And the difference, of course, in 343 is that it stays permanently. So if someone's super frugal or really like into it, they can legit just buy it once and that's it. But their goal should be to convince every user, every player who has a battle pass, at least once during the 4-month season to buy something from the shop. Just one thing. Because the moment they buy one thing, they don't have enough money for the next battle pass. They got to buy more credits, right?
Yeah.
Like, it sounds kind of malicious, but it's not. It's just selling things. It's very normal.
Yeah, that's marketing.
But you don't convince someone to spend money when like a 3,200 credit item, right? You convince them with like the shoulder patch, which are 400, or like a $200 gun skin that looks cool.
Yep. Whenever I see something in the store or something, when I was looking through all the stuff of what I could buy, my first thing was like, what can I buy that's cheap?
Yep. Exactly.
Stuff that looks cool.
Exactly. Okay. Moving on.
And as we move on, I just wanted to point out, like, we both have a a sword right above our heads in the same spot.
Wait, really? I gotta look at. Wait, where's my StreamYard?
I can't unsee. I've been looking at it the whole time.
Holy crap! They're right at the exact same spot.
Yeah.
What the hell? I actually have a lot of.
I've been seeing it the whole time, and I was like, I gotta point this out.
I have like some like cool Halo posters and stuff that I got from the events I go to. I've just been kind of lazy to put them up. like there's like an empty backdrop here that I could put a lot of crap in. In fact, I got this display, they call it, which is like this metal poster, which looks awful when you look at it close up. But when you look at it from far away, it looks pretty fucking cool. So I'm gonna maybe go really far away then show it.
Yeah, I've always saw ads and stuff for them, but I was like, I don't know if I ever want to get one of those.
They're pretty cool. Okay, wait, I gotta go this way to see. Look it. See that? That looks pretty sick, right?
Yeah, that does look pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just when it's close up, it's like super low res, which kind of sucks. But what I gotta do is I gotta buy a second display. I gotta buy a second display, put it over there so I can just switch the two around because it's just magnets. That's it. That you stick onto the wall. For now, I'll keep it there. But okay, yes, that was cool.
Forge feature.
Forge feature, that's next. So, speaking of the Forge feature, the featured map is literally the one currently playing. Which I realize now, when I make us big, you'll see the thing a little quicker. But
yeah,
which map is this?
Is this is Seclusion by Ardor Bloodshot and a few others. Basically, a team of forgers. Sorry, I can't remember. I can't think of all the names right now. Let's pull up on the Twitter real quick. But a big group of forgers went and made some maps, or made this map, and it was a lot of fun. It's based off of the Halo 2 Arbiter mission.
Yes,
and inspired by. Why can I not go to my homepage? There we go. I was like trying to figure out how to get to the homepage for the Twitter. Where's it at? Ardor Bloodshot, Frenchies, Ricardo, Starkey, and Zamadan. So they all worked on this map, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. We played, I think we escalation on it, I believe. And then did we do something else? We did Slayer.
Just Team Slayer. Part of the. Can you hear me? Yeah, a large parts of like these forge features are talking about like where the weapons spawn and things like that. And I'm like, yeah, we play Fiesta or Escalation. We don't get any of that. So.
Yeah, we were just kind of playing just some of the fun modes and stuff.
I got destroyed in the Slayer so badly. Like
I did too.
I could prove in there.
Whatever it was that day, I just sucked. Like Escalation Slayer, I had like 4 kills at.
I did great in Escalation Slayer, but.
Gosh, that was like. Ugh.
So in this video, this is the video for the Forge feature. I had to literally scrub the entire 15-minute gameplay to find where I didn't just suck, and I put those moments into it. This is a really cool made, especially a lot of Forge maps. I feel you don't really appreciate until like you kind of zoom out. Because you look up here and you're like, what is that? That's kind of cool. There's like this like other ship in the fog, like above it. I think the video is going to slowly zoom up. Yeah. Yeah, and you're like, what the heck? It's really cool.
For a second there. Let's see in the thing. Okay, is that the Covenant Cruiser?
I think that's what it's supposed to be. You're not meant to go up too close, so I didn't put that in the video. But,
okay, never mind. It's not Covenant Cruiser. It looked like it for a second.
I think it looks like a flood-infected ship or something like that. You know?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And that's the Forge feature for this week, which I did not release on time. No, actually, maybe did I release on Tuesday? I did. Yeah, but I'm still behind a couple. I will definitely get on that. We had a lot of fun with it. If anyone watching wants to play it with us, join the Discord. You'll see when we're playing. In fact, if you just see us in the channel, just join. Chances that we're playing in the Discord voice channel. Which, speaking of, Halo Infinite not Halo Infinite. Xbox is getting better Discord integration. Did you see that?
Yes, the streaming and stuff. So that'll be cool because then we'll. We have been talking about streaming the lobbies and stuff, and we might stream it here to YouTube. We've been kind of talking about that for couple months, but I haven't done it.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll start out with streaming it on.
If it's literally as simple as clicking a button and starting the streaming on Discord, then maybe I'll just use that to stream our friggin' at least our friggin' what's it called, community play nights. You know?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I wonder if we could stream this into there. I think you can do like watch party kind
videos.
Of stuff. We could do stages. Like we could have a stage where we can actually do live podcasts on the on Discord, because you can set it up as a stage, and we could probably stream this, and then with a stage you just bring people up who can talk.
That's cool.
But so that way, but we don't ever have to bring anyone up, because that could be kind of risky unless it's someone we know.
Yeah, of course.
Basically do that and live audience. I don't know. There's some cool things that Discord's doing that like we can do for like some better integration and stuff. So we'll look into some of that stuff. So
wait, 3 anniversaries? Holy crap! The forum's been here for 3 years. Jesus. But anyways, that's the Forge feature for this week. Moving on, next is the patron shout out. Okay, actually, I don't think I'm supposed to read that out loud, but if you're watching, there's the list of the patrons scrolling on the list, scrolling on the screen. Thank you for supporting us directly. Even if you're just on our Discord chatting with us, or on our forums, or watching our videos, or listening to this podcast, you support us. We appreciate all of that. Patrons, amazing, going to the next level. Not needed in the sense where it's like great to have you, but just being part of the community is a big enough ask. So technically the main podcast only asks questions by patrons. We answer questions by everyone, but I don't think we have any questions this week. I did post in the forum a few hours ago.
Yeah, we're pretty bad about posting in the forums ahead of time. I always forget about it. I just usually look at YHMAH, and I'm so bad about looking at the forums again, because I look at Discord and then this, and it's like I need to check out the forums more. I need to get that work that into my routine.
Definitely. And I think I need to post earlier on Twitter. Like if we go live every Wednesday, I should be posting Sunday night or Monday saying, hey, we're going live this week. Have any questions? Ask us here. You know?
Yeah, we can do that, and then we can do a probably like, hey, meet us or see us tomorrow kind of tweet on Tuesdays, and then
exactly.
That
being said, technically there's one question in the Discord by Happy Bread Crimson where he both asks and answers.
Oh, you cut out the cliffhanger. You're muted. Oh, where's that? Maybe I'm just gonna riff here for a second. They're still
asking, is Halo dead?
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, is Halo back?
Okay, you're good now. Repeat it from the start.
Okay, Crimson Bread asks, is Halo back? No.
All that. Glad we got there.
That's our question for the week, folks. And I think that is about it. Man, my freaking browsers are all over the place. Give me a sec. Yeah, I think that's it, dude. I think we went through it. 57 minutes, under an hour, and that's 57 minutes starting the stream. So not even us talking. Like, that's not bad. You know?
So we broke the curse.
I think we have.
Pops up to the next 3 minutes.
that's true. And flipping our old schedule of Thursday, 343 always released news. I think Thursdays or Fridays at like 343 their time. It was the worst. We have to or the best for engagement, you could say. We have more people watching right now than we did before. So if there's anything else you want to say.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, people coming in at the peak. No, it's just once again, like, join our Discord. Please, it's doing really well. But like we want to see more engagement in the Halo and Forge section.
Yep. Speaking of Forge, if you guys have any cool ideas for Forge maps or even game modes, let us know. We can hopefully play them in a community night. Though speaking of Forge maps, there's something else that we're still doing, right?
The contest.
Yes, the contest. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So we are having a infection contest. I'm gonna probably put out the not the signups, the submission thread. I'll have to make that soon because it's getting. We have about over a month away.
Okay.
About a month and a half until it closes, which is September 20th, I believe. Sounds right. I think it's September 20th because we were hoping for a month of
submissions
judging. Well,
okay.
The submissions will close the 20th, so we'll probably open up submissions at least before a month out, and then we will. We're hoping to get results by before Halloween.
Okay, yeah,
because it's infection and stuff like that. It would be just cool to have results by then. We're still trying to work with some people to get some better incentives for prizing. Right now, it will be with you get a feature, like an interview and stuff like that on the podcast, or if you don't want to be on the live podcast, we might pre-record it. I don't know. And then, or at least have a forge or a feature video of your map and stuff like that, along with other goodies. We're kind of getting stuff together. I'm in talks with 343 to see if they can. They are interested in helping out. It's just trying to get stuff approved for them is like a slow process. Having dealt with them before,
and they're pretty busy. Like the past 3 months, I've just been like Halo event. So
yep. So, but that's going on.
Sorry, really tangent. Small one. It's the weekend, right? It's the Halo event. Pretty much the entirety of 343's like marketing team and some of its like forward team and stuff is there. Do they get like days off during the week, or is it just like overtime?
Well, a lot of them are salary, so
there's no overtime. So they better just take Monday, Tuesday off, right? At that point.
But for the ones that are hourly, they typically work, the normal schedule. And then for like Halo events and stuff like HCS and things like that when it's in town, they usually get free access, and sometimes
of course,
like they'll drive people over to the event and stuff. So
speaking of Halo events, I've confirmed that I'm going to the next one. I'm thinking this time I might try either like live streaming in the Discord, just some of the cool stuff that's happening, or maybe even on our official Twitch account for some of the stuff that's like not shown during the broadcast.
That'd
be kind of cool. I'm thinking of getting like one of those tripods and probably a couple like the extended batteries because my phone eats my battery like crazy.
Get one of those like gyros.
You mean like the holding thing, right? The holding stick?
Yes. Yeah. You hold it and it's a gyro, so it always like stays level.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Because there's a lot of cool stuff that happens at these events that aren't shown. The entire open bracket, which is like the heart blood, I want to say, of like the competitive scene. Just a bunch of kids and honestly people our age too, just trying to make it. Flying out to these events, bringing a team up together, trying to get like an org to back them to at least pay for their tickets or their team pass, and just like going through this brutal gauntlet of like 110 teams and like matches until only like 4 make it out. So and like at least one of those 4 is a pro team that just didn't do well. So it's really cool stuff. But I'm thinking that's something I'm thinking of maybe doing. That'd be cool.
It would be really cool is if we can get enough backers and everything that we can sponsor our own team.
Oh, that'd be super interesting. And it's something my brother's been telling us. He's like, dude, you want to get your brand out there? Like, you should do that. Basically, you'd have to.
No other gaming community is doing that right now.
I mean, there's you're right, actually. I mean, there's some expenses involved. You have to pay for their team pass, which I think is $250. You'd have to get them jerseys, and that's it. There's nothing else. It's just team pass and jerseys.
Like we can design. I've designed hundreds of shirts before, so like we can get them cheap too.
That's actually a pretty interesting idea. Maybe I'll talk to John about that. I mean, I want to do something as simple as just like hosting a tournament for maybe FFA. But anyways, okay, all tangents. We're technically a teeny bit over an hour. It's not a big deal. Nick, do you have anything else? Anything else you want to say before we sign out? Let's go back to the topic. Is Halo back?
Yes, it is back. And it has always been here. It's never gone away. It was just only hiding for a little bit. But now it is out in the light, and everyone is happy, and Kotaku's happy. So everything's right in the world.
I just tagged you in the Discord as a response to thing, but I really just tagged someone else named Iron Fist.
No.
Okay. Is Halo back? It's getting there. Defined back. It's not as popular as it was when it first launched, but it's slowly getting there. Goodwill's coming back up, and I don't know. It kind of feels like October coming and some really interesting stuff. Maybe potentially coming. It could be. But that's it. That's it for us this week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it ends up being, guys.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on. Yeah.
I was saying, yeah, we'll be back next week. This time, not doing the podcast, but for the community night that we host in the Discord.
Maybe we should stream this one, even just on the Twitch. Maybe
yeah, we'll try. We'll stream it and stuff. I think that would probably be good.
Let's see if it's more than just me and you, then let's stream it.
Yeah. Otherwise, it'll just be like another podcast.
It's crazy that we went from like 3 weeks of just me and you to like 7 people.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. Like reached out to some other people somewhere. But anyways, once again, another tangent.
Sorry. Yes.
So it'll be the community night, and then the week after will be our podcast again, and then alternating. Unless something comes up and we have to switch the schedule.
No, that ends up working out because the next one will be the 23rd for the podcast. Hopefully we get some kind of Halo news within, because I think people are expecting Husky Raid soon, which would be really cool because I've never actually played an official playlist for that. And it'll come with like, I think 4 or 5 just completely new maps again, which is, dude, I'm getting kind of excited to make like either a video or an article just talking about the sheer amount of content released in this season, especially compared to the rest of Halo Infinite's entire life. But then the next one after would be the days after the tournament, the next tournament. So maybe some cool stuff to talk about. Maybe I can get my brother back for then, talk about the tournament, because it's the last one technically until Worlds. So the last open bracket stuff. But yeah, that's it for us today. Thank you everyone for watching. Keep an eye out on the channel for another Forge feature next week. For some more reviews. I'm actually writing a couple, or I should be writing a couple, which releasing tomorrow or the days after. One that may or may not have to do with a cat of a kind. All right. Okay. I can keep going on tangents. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. You guys have a good night.
See ya.